Hey guys, Nick here, and today I'm playing Domination on Afghan. I'm using the M4 with red dot, AA-12, I have Scavenger, Stuffing Power, Ninja, All Pro, Claymores and Stuns. I have the Harrier Pavlo Chopper Gunner setup. Afghan is probably a map that's very famous for air support. It's basically dominated by air support once, you get your kill streaks going.
We've taken the lead.
Anyways, I get the A spawn, which is not the best spawn for Afghan. You probably want the other spawn. The A spawn is kind of in between A and C, while the C spawn is between B and C. I'd say it's probably closer to B than it is to C. So they have the advantage. They're basically going to capture B every time. And on this map, you want to hold down either A and B or C and B. So I'm going to be capturing B. That's going to be my goal for the next little bit. But throughout this game, I wanted to talk about different kill streaks and what I think of them, what I think their purpose is, how effective I think they are, and all that fun stuff. I think this guy with the heartbeat sensor kills me a couple times in the beginning here. Anyways, I'm going to start with the UAV. I'm basically going to be talking about the kill streaks that I use this game, and these kill streaks are the kill streaks I like using. I like the UAV because it's a quick, easy kill streak. It's only 3 kills and it helps your team out. Not only do you get the advantage from it, but 5 people on your team also get the advantage. It can be devastating on maps where, like, Underpass, if you have a whole bunch of people on your team using UAV and the enemies don't go for their cold-blooded classes or don't have cold-blooded classes, that's really effective. But on a map like Afghan, I probably wouldn't use it just because you can get so many kills with the higher kill streaks and whatnot. So yeah, next I'm going to talk about the Predator missile. The Predator missile, I like it because you get your 5 kills and it's usually 1 or 2 kills, and it will boost you to your Harrier if you're using it. If I use Predator, there's like a 100% chance I'm also using Harrier. The times I don't use Predator is either in a chance or in a situation like this where I'm going to be using really high kill streaks, or in a smaller map like Scrapyard sometimes Skid Row, I'll throw on the UAV instead because the Predator missile takes some time to call in, and I often die while calling that in. If there's not a whole lot of places to hide, then it's really easy to get killed while calling that in. A lot of times I'll call it in, and as soon as I pull up the laptop, I'll see some guy run right into the room where I'm hiding, and that's just never a fun situation. So sometimes I don't use it, and sometimes you don't even get a kill, although there's the odd time you'll get the quad or whatever. But yeah. Next we have the Harrier Strike. The Harrier Strike is definitely the most overpowered kill streak. You have that bomb that it drops, its airstrike, which I think is actually better than the precision airstrike because the precision airstrike strikes in the same spot, you can control it, but the Harrier airstrike is really powerful, and it strikes in random positions. Like, it doesn't really ever go where you put it, and the first bomb never is in the exact same spot as the second bomb. It's usually like a little bit over, so that can be a little confusing if you're getting attacked by a Harrier and you see the first bomb lands like 100 feet away from you and you think you're okay, and then the second bomb just lands right on you and you're dead. But yeah, the gun is definitely what the Harrier is famous for. It's little turret it has on it, or whatever you want to call it, machine gun. It's very powerful. Something to know about the Harrier is it only shoots in the direction that it is pointing. So if it is not pointing at you, or if you're directly below it, it cannot shoot you. So when you're placing it, you want to call it kind of behind their spawn, so as they run out of their spawn, it can shoot them. Or you want to call it in the middle of the map, so that as it spins, it can get enemies all the time. I hear the stealth bomber there, and I'm kind of like looking up into the sky and wondering where that came from. I'm actually holding off on my chopper gunner right now because we only have 1 flag, and I like to hold down too. So I'm going to capture C. The next kill streak I'm going to talk about is the emergency airdrop. This kill streak I really just use for the lulz. It's not that great. Like, sometimes you can get really lucky, and you know, I had one today. I had 2 Pavlos in it, so that was pretty ridiculous. I think it was 2 Pavlos, a Predator, and an airstrike. So that was a pretty good emergency airdrop. But I often find my care packs get stuck on something, or you know, it's always the chopper gunner that lands off the map. It's never the, you know, ammo or UAV that lands off the map. It's always the chopper gunner. But yeah, the problem with that I find is that you have to wait like 10 or so seconds for it to come in, and I don't know, I find that I don't like standing in that spot and being vulnerable to the enemies attacking me. So I don't usually use it. Sometimes, you know, if I'm just feeling like I want to have a fun game. It's really funny if your whole team has emergency airdrop and care packs, and you all call them in at the same time, and you have this field full of like 1,000,000 care packs and whatnot. The next kill streak I use is the Pavlo. It lasts like 1.5 minutes, has 2 flares, does a lot of damage. It's definitely a great kill streak. I like it because you don't have to control it like the chopper and the AC-130. So I can run around and get kills while it's killing. So that's a fun kill streak to do, especially if you're in an objective game. If you're in deathmatch, it doesn't really matter if you're in the chopper, but if they throw on cold-blooded and they try and cap the flags while you're in the chopper, you know, you can still spray at it, but still spray at the flags, but you know, it would definitely be better for you to be able to run around. Next kill streak, we have the chopper and the AC-130. There's definitely a bit of a conflict between, you know, which kill streak is better and all that fun stuff. Personally, I like the AC-130. It doesn't often get as many kills as the chopper, but it's only 40 seconds. I think the chopper is like 1 minute, and it has that 2 flares, so you're less likely to get shot down so quickly. It seems lately that people have definitely gotten stingers, and it's definitely more common for you to get shot down really early. Back when the game first came out, the first few months or whatever, yeah, you didn't see stingers ever, and you could basically get that full 1 minute in the chopper every time. So it was definitely helpful. You know, it was basically guaranteed 20 kills on Afghan with the chopper, because nobody used cold-blooded and nobody used stingers, but now people do. And the AC-130 is a much more viable option. But if you get into a lobby where no one has stingers and no one throws on cold-blooded, and they just keep spawning, you can definitely, I've seen like 30, and I think I've seen up to 30 kills with a chopper before, so that's pretty insane. Although I think I actually had a 25 kill AC-130 on a ground war in Trailer Park, so you can get quite a few AC-130 kills too. So that works out well. Yeah, so I'd like to ask you guys a question, and that question is, do you prefer the chopper gunner or the AC-130? I think that the AC-130 scores you some cool points. You know, you're using the worst kill, or the lesser kill streak, but you're just using it because it's cool, and you know, it's fun to use, and you can get those cool quads. Right now I'm kind of like running into the back of their spawn, and when they have A, they tend to spawn here. And I called in my Pavlo, so don't get a call in the chopper, but the game's just about done. So yeah, and you get to see a good example of the spawn. They'll spawn back there even though I'm on the side of the cliff. Anyways, the final score of this game was 42 kills and 3 deaths. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.